branches, so it might take a little bit of nuzzling around to just get a couple of them.
There's one here that looks like it has a pitchfork.
Oh, I see.
Center screen by
Yeah.
the,
Up
by
on
the
top
brittle
there.
star.
Yeah, that looks great. If that's...
Do you want me to zoom at all, Jess?
Yeah, did you want me to get a picture of it before I snip?
Oh, I see where you're going.
Yeah, that one, yeah. Oh no, I mean, go for it. I just want to make sure you can see what you're doing.
Yeah, Science, did you want a picture quick?
Yeah, I got a bunch. Do you want something closer?
I think this is good if we have them at this distance. Cool. We're good, thank you.
Roger.
So I've got you on bubble.
Thank you.
Let me get you on the big screen on bubble. There's your branching.
Yeah.
Might
Be too far.
right out of range.
Yeah. Looks like it.
Oh, touch it, maybe.
Blech.
It's gonna be
No,
just
it's
out of
too
range.
far, yeah.
What about that branch right below the crinoid? Is that a little closer?
Yeah, there's also this one down here. Quite long. I'll move it out of the way. This. You can come wide there, Marley.
All the way wide?
Science, you have to pick a different branch.
That's fine.
What about down that corner?
Yeah, that might work. Marley, you want to zoom in here a little bit? Right about there. This one look good for you, Alexis?
Yeah.
This one, there's thousands on the screen.
Did you want another zoom on this beforehand?
No, actually that one you just nudged looks great. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
It's kind of sticking out.
Go ahead and come a little wide
Towards
there,
you.
Marley.
Should I snip it like underneath the crinoid?
Yeah, yeah, that's like a good...
So this one here.
Well, it doesn't need
It's
to be,
it's
not the
same
one
branch,
with
but
the...
just directly
yeah,
underneath the
not
crinoid.
the one with the crinoid, but...
Oh, I see this one here. Sure thing. Excuse me, crinoid. Excuse me.
Yeah, trust me, you want no part in this.
Oh, goodbye.
Swimming.
And he agrees.
So right here, that be
Yeah,
okay for you?
that looks good.
Nice.
Pretty brittle.
Yeah, the skeletons are, for this arm, they're very brittle. So it won't be floaty, but it is light.
It's quite the bouquet there, Jess.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
I wanted to give you guys some flowers.
Thank you.
So kind.
You want to do a quick zoom while I have it in my grip here? That's good there. You know when you got a picture there, Megan?
Yeah, I got a bunch. Thanks.
Roger. Go ahead and come wide there, Marley.
Hey.
Alright, coming around town.
Ready to switch when you're ready.
Alright, go ahead.
Switched.
Roger. And this is going in which compartment there, Megan?
Little A.
Little A front. Roger. Ben, you want to do me a favor and keep an eye on 12 there? Let me know if we get any close.
Roger.
Yeah, if we start moving.
Alright, I'm ready for you.
Okay. Sample tray coming out.
Looks good.
Alright, so you have very little lat on, so you should be okay, but you will likely have to do a rotate and then kind of stab the ends in, because it's a good chance they're not going to sink well enough on their own.
Yeah, I concur.
Too much lat.
Too much lats, I think. You can always lift off. And
Yeah,
then
keep coming in more.
might have to resituate my arm here.
Yep, yeah, bring your wrist up. There you go. Nice.
Yeah.
I think you
Hold
can do
on,
it.
yeah.
I have faith. You're just gonna need to bring the arm in more to the closer to the vehicle than you're likely comfortable with.
Just that lat.
Right, it's like right
me.
there. Wrist roll to try and drag it so it might pop down into A.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And then roll back. No, that didn't work. It's a good thought.
Close.
Yeah, it's close.
Spaghetti piece of coral.
Megan, can we do one other than A? Because A just happens to be like right in the...
Yeah, sure. You
Actually,
could
let's
do.
see. What about this? If I
You
get
got
off
it?
the bin a bit.
I feel like we might have one going into B as well. I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
Let's see here. Try popping in a bit there.
Let me bump in.
Yeah.
Okay, bumping in.
That's good.
You have a little movement on 12.
Roger. You know, if I start to go towards that coral.
Yep.
What if I try letting go
Yeah.
here?
I
low
would
do you
go
think it
with
is?
no. You're
So-
still about 4 inches up here, so as long as you're not touching that stem, you can bring it down some.
You can definitely go in B or C if you prefer.
Stand by. Sorry.
You do like to tuck your elbow up like that.
Yeah, I do. Bad habits die
Do a
hard.
wrist roll. Yep,
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I think that might be enough.
And yeah, I think we can
Let's
give it a
try
go. There we go. We've got one dropped in.
All right, coming up a bit.
Open up some more. Yeah.
On the grid there.
Nice.
Nice.
Great.
Nice job.
Nice job, Jess.
Very
Is that a
lucky.
little in A and B then?
There might have been one
One
stalk
sprig.
that
One
went,
in
yeah.
B.
Okay.
Yeah, I noted it. No work.
Cool.
Let me sort myself out here real quick.
There you go. And I've got Jim Bubble on the big screen.
Roger.
Might just be a little
Steve
preemptive
says,
here.
thank you and nice work.
Sure.
Okay.
But we're good to be preemptive because we got a couple thousand meters of
Yeah.
Thanks,
Right. Going to normal.
Roger.
And there's our picnigonid. Happy as can be.
Happy as can be.
Yep, they've just been watching this whole thing.
And a good view in the Argus cam on the size of that coral
Oh wow!
in front of us.
That's a big coral.
Yeah.
Oh, the pictagon is like, I'm not leaving this, so I'm gonna wait you out.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go have breakfast.
He's like, this is mine.
a coral. Wow, what a cool coral community that is.
Yeah.
Oh, and I didn't even see that. Another one of those branching glass sponges down below it as well.
There's a lot of them right
There's
here.
a whole lot on this whole face here.
Yeah.
All right, Jess, I'm looking up.
There's
Promise.
a number of corals on all that.
Yep. It must be a really nice,
You're an
it's a good
optimist.
current area
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
Only on Tuesdays.
Is today Tuesday? Isn't it
It's
Wednesday?
It's always
Tuesday.
it's always a Tuesday.
Oh, it's always a
Both
Tuesday.
ways, isn't it?
It's always a Tuesday.
It's every day is Tuesday on the Nautilus. You don't know. It doesn't matter. It's all the same.
Can't every day be Sunday so we can have ice cream every day?
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Now you're thinking.
That's
That's why you're the
innovation.
scientist.
That's why I'm in charge.
Marley, you want to zoom in there real quick? Just take a look at the shag rug sponge.
Shag rug sponge.
New.
We have a new name.
We have a new name.
Technical term.
Well, there's a little chrysogorgid, and then there's
That's good there, Marley.
the Swalteria sponge. The number of crinoids hanging out.
And is that change in color? You can see the end is the more
Yeah,
yellow. That's
yeah.
what you were talking about.
So the like more white / even bluish looking
Yeah.
is the live material. And then when they turn a little bit more yellow, that generally is dead sponge tissue.
I'm really doing do a one final push in there. Take a look at those crinoids and then my apologies. Now I blew myself off on my station.
I brought us to 055.
055, Roger. Alright, Marley, go ahead and come by, please.
And we are actively looking for rocks also, I believe, or on our way to an area to look for rocks.
Yeah, we're at this part of this ridge that's kind of like concave, like inward, so it looks like it may be a part that...
Jess, I've
part
come
of
to
the high
055.
Roger. Thank you.
So we're looking at that face that may have deposited material below.
Mm.
That's my understanding.
So anywhere around here they want a rock, or they want it further along that ridge?
So right now, I'm bringing us to kind of the steepest portion. So that's our target.
Oh, so landslide. Roger.
Yeah. I just put that there. Yeah, so HiPAC now is showing like the derivative of the depth. So it's like the
Okay.
slope.
Slope map, yeah. Cool.
So a whole lot of sponges sticking off that cliff face.
Yeah, it's a
There
little,
are.
little sponge and coral garden.
continuing our excellent current environment
Yeah.
for life here.
I really want to take a look at it. Yeah. I'm coming,
Try
I'm coming.
Come on, ship.
I think it's also just a good example of like why these seamounts are so like great places to study as well, because you have this vast expanse of ocean and they're essentially underwater mountains sticking up into the current. And so they have like a substrate for things to grow on. The rock itself is something that like these filter feeders can attach to.
Hence
Then also
seamount.
Seamount,
Yeah.
if you will.
Underwater mountain.
So to speak. But they're emerging up into the current, and so the current's swirling around them, bringing nutrients and things for them to feed off of.
Yeah. And the
Snacks, if you will.
And the geology is interesting too, because it's
Everybody
past
likes snacks.
volcanic activity that really produced these. Sarah and I were getting into a little wormhole earlier before her shift at midnight,
Marley,
thinking
you wanna
about
do a quick partial
like
zoom on this community?
how this
Okay,
seamount
thank you.
came to be
Did you
and
just
like
say something,
where,
Jess?
how it could have actually
Yeah, you can do a
migrated on
partial
a
zoom.
plate from somewhere else.
Just to frame up
Because
this little community.
It's relatively deep, and we weren't really expecting to see so much sand deposition, because that is indicative
That's wonderful, thank you.
of coral at the top, which we thought that the seamount probably hadn't reached the top. But if we're seeing this amount of sediment, then maybe there is a carbonate cap on this. And since sea levels are so different in the past, maybe it was somewhere where the water was a lot more shallow, so it could have had a coral cap and then migrated over.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we
That's
were in a
fascinating.
wormhole in our cabin looking at papers and stuff about how maybe, and neither of us are geologists, so just trying to conceptualize.
Jez, I'm thinking about throwing in a like 5 or 10 meter step 135 just to pull Argus away from the wall.
Okay.
Alright, that's
You
a
good
good
for that?
point, yeah.
I'm gonna do
Yeah,
Alexis,
can we
what-
take a
Ben, you
zoom?
got it?
135.
Sorry, can we
Yeah.
take a zoom on one of these corals?
Sure.
Thanks.
What's the shallowest depth of the summit?
1150.
Alright, Marley, go ahead.
There's a lot of corals here. You got
Yeah.
the pink one, the white one, the bottle brush.
Ooh, and the
Spongies.
sponges are real cool.
I don't know what this. It's a primnoid, but oh,
The same shrimp from the
And then-
last dive.
a
Yep,
shrimpy.
definitely. This shrimp's been tailing us for days.
You want to push in a little bit more on those polyps there if you can?
We're all the way zoomed in right now.
Alright, sounds good then.
Steve says he'd wager Candidella, which is a genus of primnoid.
Do you want to come a little wide, and then we'll look to see if there's any other corals here? Any other corals that you want to take a look at? We have a few more seconds.
The other ones look just like this one, so the one we just zoomed on.
Roger.
I think we're good.
Hi.
Some sponge skeletons.
I love these sponges. They're so cool.
Yeah.
They are amazing.
Steve says they saw this Walteria, which is that sponge wall, is something very similar to something we saw in the Phoenix Island protected area on the Winslow Seamount. So one of the more northern
I'm going to do a
seamounts.
snap zoom there, just really, really quick.
So
And there's a coral behind it.
Interesting.
That's awesome. Thank you. You can push in a bit more if you want.
In,
Sorry,
out,
Marley.
in, out, sorry. Wake up, everybody.
Come a little wide though.
Just a reminder, it's very early in the morning out here in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
That's great.
Well, we can just have Jess drive around full speed at this zoom, and that'll wake everybody up.
Oh my gosh, we have so many complaints of seasickness.
Yep. If it's rough for you just watching the monitor, remember that we're on a boat moving
Yeah.
in either
All right, go ahead and
direction.
come wide, Marley. That's a really cool sponge though.
it is. Those are
Those
awesome.
are really beautiful. Those might be my favorite things that I've been seeing, actually, are the glass sponges, just because they're so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just so unlike anything
Jess, I'm gonna bring my heading to about
we see on
035.
land, you know?
Got it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds good.
Oh, there's an
Greg,
interesting
how does the step
coral.
look? We're about halfway through. But
Well, I won't
You'll
notice
be
it
able to see
until
for a few minutes.
for like 5 minutes
I
or so.
thought you said it moving already.
It looks like a start of a Iridogorgia, little top spiral there, just to the right of our lasers.
Oh, yeah. Yep, yep.
Oh. Oh, I see where you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they've seen some really amazing Iridogorgia on earlier
We
dives.
need to
just
reset
Yeah.
real soon, but
Long,
Yeah, can we do
long.
just a super quick
big
zoom on that just to...
yeah,
Or
yeah,
not
definitely.
sponges, spirals.
That's good, and I'll try to get a little closer for you.
Yeah.
Nice.
Grow, little guy. You'll become so epic and beautiful one day.
You're already epic and beautiful.
You're beautiful just the way you are.
Yeah, but
Um,
you're gonna be greatness. Just wait.
It will.
Ben, do you think they know that there's no speaker down there?
What?
Wait, they can't hear us?
They can hear us. Do you think like that spiral, when it gets multiple like spirals around like that, would that impact the current flowing through it maybe?
Probably,
and
yeah.
create more kind of turbulence inside?
Yeah, it's more like, if you think about it from a,
More opportunity.
yeah,
Yeah.
it makes
Okay, let's see
more
where we're at
surface
there.
area
Is this
essentially
true, or is that true?
in a smaller space for there
This
to be
is
those
true.
branches.
That's true?
Yes. Do you want to reset?
Yeah, would you mind?
Yeah. It's been kind of wonky. Our sound speed on the way down was really off, so surprising.
Yeah, very often.
Yeah, I don't know. So UCTD was like right off this, so. All right.
Thanks, Ben.
All right, I'm gonna hold off on the steps for a sec.
mean,
Unless you
we're-
wanted me to bring us back to the target.
Sorry? Yeah, we can keep on going there as
Okay.
long as...
I just want to make sure that we're off the ridge enough now.
Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like
Yeah, I
it's
think we're good.
40, 60 meters.
I mean, I figure we have a super long tether. We might as well take advantage of it.
Yeah, for sure. I'll just kind of lateral along, kind of at this angle and distance.
Okay.
Did you say waddle along?
Lateral, but waddle
Lateral.
sometimes
Yep.
suggests the motion as well.
Well, you say that with Herc, but little Herc gets very much of a waddle when you lateral
I
because
can
you get that
imagine.
angle.
Yeah.
Just thinking about it.
Alexis just did a little waddling motion in
Yeah.
her seat,
Basically,
trying
all
to
of
think
us
of it.
walking around the boat, basically. It's a lot of waddling.
I love that you guys are reenacting pretty much every emotion that was talked about.
Yeah, we had craft arm stretching
Yeah.
Yeah.
morning.
Oh yeah, that's
Or
right.
last
Or
night.
last night.
Last night.
That served two purposes.
Little rat tail.
We gotta do some control room yoga so we don't get stiff.
If anyone saw me in my interaction earlier, you realize my classroom interaction is that I use my arms a lot.
You're a hand talker.
She's
I
a
am
hand talker.
I got some great photos of you, Holly. You look like a beautiful cartoon character.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
She's like, I'll take it.
That
take
sounds
it.
good.
Yep.
The holographic novel.
Yep.
A saga.
Sorry,
Yeah.
pulling you too much.
I loved that. I feel like we could be
So-
cartoon characters because we all wear the same outfit every day.
It's true.
That is the definition of a cartoon.
Yeah,
Right?
I guess that is the definition.
is
of a
pretty
cartoon
much.
character.
I do that on land too, though.
Yeah.
Ben only wears Nautilus gear 365 days. Christmas morning in his Nautilus gear.
More the shorts. One pair of shorts.
Oh.
Have we kind of moved off that cliff face now, or are we just farther
Yeah.
back from it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We're on a rock hunt now.
Yeah.
Now rock hunting. I wonder what...
So Jess, what tools do you bring with you when you go rock hunting?
I bring a big bow and arrow, but the bow and arrow has a big suction cup on it.
Ooh.
Suction to the rock.
Took me a second.
That is Jess's cartoon character. Like, that's her.
I want to know
Some sort of
when,
adhesive
Bow
bow and arrow.
Oh my god, that's
so
awesome.
perfect.
Yeah.
Or should I play
Hunter.
conservative?
when
Sure,
do
you
you,
can
when
use
do you
the
guys
040,
bust out the
sounds good.
crowbar? What happens with that?
Crowbar is useless.
Yeah, it's kind of for looks. Crowbar.
It's there for ballast and appearance.
In appearance. For in case I get into a fight.
Well, it's intimidating to rocks, but it doesn't actually do anything.
What's the saying? Walk softly and carry a big stick.
Yeah.
Oh god.
It's Ben. So the geologists on shore want a rock that has a specific
I think Dwight
description?
wants a rock.
Oh, is that Dwight?
Yeah.
No, it's geologists on shore. Dwight's just relaying the message.
No, he's a messenger man.
Yeah, so the idea is,
To get a rock.
yeah, so we want to get probably 2 rocks. So
You're off auto XY.
Yeah.
I actually think the area that we were kind of just in, I mean, we're going to see more of it, so we don't need to go back. But compared to what we're looking at now, it looked a little bit more promising.
Well, we're
Basically-
headed to the steepest part, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So I think we just keep going. But where we just were, I was almost going to say it would be a good spot because we're looking for somewhere where there's something that's relatively freshly broken off of an in-place lava flow.
Right.
So this looks like a lot of like rubbly bits, not totally clear like exactly where it came from.
Right.
So something like that, and then also something that has a more obvious rich manganese crust. So essentially a piece that has less sediment on it that's near a pillow, indicating it's freshly broken and not super well encrusted in manganese. And then another piece that's either more covered in sediment or more obviously covered in manganese would be the 2
Okay.
we're looking for. They don't need to be right next to each other, but
Right.
from this region, those are the kind
We'll
of
shake
2.
a crowbar at it. Intimidate it.
Exactly. Shoot some arrows.
Suction arrows.
Suction arrows.
It's particularly great, Jess, that you would have suction arrows because you study adhesion and using biomimicry, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm biased. It's like a giant plunger on a
She's going to
bow
shoot
and
rock
arrow.
pens at things.
Shoot rock pins and things.
That'd be so cool. Little feather. I'm already gonna. Yeah, I like that.
Be more than mimicry.
Oh my gosh. It's that time.
Oh,
Dun, dun,
numbers.
dun, 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 dun.
Numbers.
We should make up like a
Numbers.
jingle.
I was just
Numbers.
thinking the
Dun,
same
dun,
thing,
dun,
Marley.
dun.
We need like a numbers like theme song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we are
The
heading to
number of number theme songs that I've experienced in my life is quite numerous.
Oh.
Numerous.
That took me a minute.
Bridge nav, you can add a step.
Would you mind coming down a few meters there?
Yep.
Yeah, so we are heading to the steepest part of this slope, this face But
Right.
this whole region we're on is really quite
Jess,
steep.
I don't know if you heard Dwight, but what he's hoping to find is an overhang,
Right. That sounds good.
specifically a large one. So
Big
just something to be
overhang.
keep an eye out for.
I could get a
Roger.
little closer to
The steep stuff.
It's alright. Yeah, we can kind of keep on this contour that we're on right now, and then when we
as
get
long as
over
you
there,
can
we
see
can.
from if there's an overhang.
Yeah. Yeah. We
That's
can
what
kind
Argus
of,
is for.
Yeah. We can
Unless
kind
it's so big that neither of us can see it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll probably just continue on this
I'm
contour,
hoping right
and then
here, where above that target eye plane.
yeah. Yeah. So I think but if we continue on this contour for a bit, and then once we get kind of to wherever that
We'll go
region is,
north.
we'll just go a little bit more.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's good. I'm tempted to bump it up to 20 meters, but I don't want to be crazy on the slope. But we're pretty off it.
Yeah, we're right in this sonar for the next move. If you want to do the next move, 20 meters.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to keep track of all the sensors. It's like at this point I know them all, and I know what they're telling me, what I need to look at them for, but
No, that's fair. That's fair.
that's the thing. It's fun though.
Yeah, as long as Argus is clear on the sonar for the next move, we can plus whatever layback we have, but synthesis of the mind, kind of.
Seriously.
It's such a stark contrast in terms of like the life that we'd been seeing on those earlier surfaces, and just like not a lot in terms of sponges or coral on any of these surfaces.
Yeah, there's not terribly much here in terms of big life. Maybe
No.
lots of small life that we don't
That's
see.
true. I'm gonna guess if we looked really close at that sediment, there's a whole lot of stuff going on.
Well, I'm curious if we go up like 40 meters in the vertical, if it would be like way more currenty.
Oh.
I
Because
kind
it
of
seems
think
like
you're
kind
right.
of meandering current that may be like adjacent to a harsher flow.
Have you still been seeing holothurians at these depths?
We had, but not in this particular location.
Yeah, we've seen a
So
couple of
earlier
these
on this
before.
dive, there's that bright purple thing.
Where do you see it?
No, not right now. There was.
On the dive, earlier on the dive.
Yep,
I
hence
see.
the past tense of was.
Wuzzled.
Wuzzled.
Well, in the blue water descent, we saw a lot of the Pelagothuria. I don't know how coupled they are to the benthos right below it.
Yeah, it had to be like a half a dozen or something we saw.
Yeah,
on
we
the
saw a
drive down,
lot.
yeah. Oh, speaking of, there's something growing on
Two.
Yeah, each blue water we've had has had some prominent mono-specific thing. You know, we had squids one dive.
Yep.
you know,
Although
see
we haven't really
cucumber
seen
today.
any cephalopods on this dive so far, or squids, or
Do another reset over there.
Okay, yeah, I don't know.
Res is solid at 5. Nice.
Actually, what is your
Nice.
sound speed?
Oh.
Do you mind?
Yeah, sure. 1491.
Yeah,
0.4.
it's way off.
just as soon as I said there's not much growing, you look down and there's those stocked crinoids and a number of corals. Is that an Erigigordia down there? Looks like there's a spiral.
Yeah, maybe.
Are you talking about the coral center screen?
Yeah, the coral's right below us.
Yeah, let's have a look.
We've got time.
I mean, we don't have Alexis in the van at the moment.
All right, go ahead and zoom on in there, Marley.
We're flying solo. We have no direction.
Yeah, she'll be right back.
Quick, science is in here. Sample everything.
Oh,
I think that's a black coral, that one. Black coral and something else.
yeah. And
What?
science
What?
is back.
What's happening?
We took 7 samples.
I'm proud. Little.
I'm not even upset. I'm impressed.
I'm not. Yeah. Hemicorallium.
That's what happens when you put the enthusiast in charge. Just grab it all.
All right, video, go ahead and come line, please.
Not a bad strategy here, since a lot of it would be new. Yeah, I just stepped outside. You could see the beginning of the sunrise.
Maybe after
Oh,
this
really?
one, we'll
Just
do
like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know,
about
that
10
like
meter moves.
Oh, wow.
just
Great.
starting to get light.
This is going to be interesting.
Yeah. I'm looking up there, and that seems like the limit of what I should.
Yeah, we'll stay out of that 20 meter ring there for Argus. Gives us some fudge room.
So the rock we're looking for now is a manganese nodule. Megan, what is the,
Well,
what are we looking for? Or are we not looking for?
We're not looking necessarily for a nodule, but we're looking for one of the rocks we're looking for. Will ideally have some ferromanganese crust with perhaps some of that sort of knobby, bubbly, botryoidal textures we've been seeing. And we're
We might want to
interested
do one more move actually of Argus a little bit off to deeper water.
Okay.
So
in
like 090.
studying the
I'm gonna do like 135.
kind of zones that this crust is
It doesn't
growing
have
the
to be that
most.
dramatic. It can just
Okay.
be.
We can do a
kinda
090 and that'll still pull me off a ways.
So the thickness of the crust at various depths is something that will be studied, and specifically the chemistry and age of the rocks are also going to be studied.
Thank you.
So we're interested in general about where we're seeing these rich manganese deposits, and also how they relate to habitat and life in the area, and just trying to get some really baseline understandings of the geological and biological kind of connected community structures in these regions, especially since manganese nodules are known to be potential economical resources. So we want to really understand those implications if other people are interested in it, how that could be affected with various communities.
So interesting, the large variation there. There's a big boulder up here. Oh, just a big rock.
When we scoot over a little bit to the right where there's more of those in-place pillows, can we just like zoom in on the wall?
Sure.
And just get a little look at how loose everything appears.
Sure thing. Somewhere around like center screen here.
Yeah, that'd be good.
All right, I'll go get some more light on it for you and then you can zoom in.
Cool.
All right, Marley, you can go ahead and zoom on in there a bit. That's good. You want me to look anywhere specific on the rocks or just kind of pan around?
Just like pan around. Looks like there are some pieces like in between those two large pillows to the left that would be pretty easy to get, but let's not get those. I'm just trying to get a sense for what's getting caught up on such a vertical wall.
Sure thing. We know you've had enough of the rocks.
Yeah, in the top left of the screen,
Sure.
those kinds of like rubble right there that we're seeing. Would that be easy for you guys to get that kind of positioning of rocks? Like,
Yeah.
is that too
Yeah.
steep? That's pretty easy. Okay. I think something like where the lasers are now would be a really good candidate for something that was maybe more in place or coming from something in place.
Do you want to take right there specifically?
I think that looks like a good spot, or even right above those pillows, above those, the ones above those ones.
The pillows above the pillows.
Yeah, we could just look up there.
So we're gonna sample at this spot then.
Yeah, can we just zoom out for 1 second too?
Yeah, go ahead and come
Yep.
wide there, video.
Yeah, I think at the base, sort of, if you zoom back in, right at the base of that, okay, so to the left of the pillow, or to the left of the lasers, up there, would be a great spot.
Alright, you wanna stop the ship?
Yeah,
and
the
then
top of the
Yeah.
screen
one
to the
thing
left.
moves
We're
back?
done with this.
So this would be for our more kind of
That's good, Marley.
sample that's representing something that broke off of an in-place flow at this kind of like slide or fault scarp.
So this area that the lasers are on now.
If you zoom out just above to the left, I think
Can you
it's
come a
looking
little wider,
even
Marley?
a little bit fresher, perhaps.
A little to the left.
Kind of darker and a little bit less covered in sediment.
Like that, like the one that's a little bit left of
yeah,
the
the stuff
lasers.
up here to the left, that looks like good options.
Okay, sounds good. Go ahead and come full wide there, Marley.
And then we'll go look for something a little bit botryoidal and encrusted.
Gives you a good idea of exactly how steep that wall is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really steep.
Your brow is clear, you got plenty of room.
Roger.
Megan, there's something on the screen that you're interested in?
The one in the top left that looks very kind of black and flat, that one looks really nice.
Above Mongo? Mango?
The top left, yeah, that kind of like darker, less sedimented one, maybe slightly fresh.
That may be
fresher.
just
That
out
might
of
be out of
reach.
reach,
Yep.
yeah.
Just, you got room to bump over.
Yeah.
Let me get
Anything
your
else
rail
in
cameras
front of
on.
here, or I can?
Sure, like the one to the left of the left laser. It's like kind of on the edge. That one.
This in here.
Yeah.
Alright. That works.
I don't know if that's still in place or.
Yeah, see if you can reach that one. I don't think you will be able to, but
Yeah, we can try it. If that's the desired. Ooh,
that one's
Excuse
pretty
me.
stuck.
where are my manners? They are not here today. Ooh, yeah.
Oh.
Barely in reach.
Oh, stretch.
It's alright. This is why we do yoga.
Exactly.
Oh, is it moving? It's
Oh my
moving.
gosh.
It is.
Nice.
It's moving.
Oh,
That's a
wow.
big one.
Well, I think it'll break
Big.
off of the other one that's underneath it. Make sure you get a good grab, because otherwise it'll just roll right down the slope.
There we go, sis.
Wow. That's a nice rock.
That's a nice rock right there.
I'd push on it more. Yeah. Get your jaws right around it. Nice.
Nice.
Wow.
There
That's
you go.
a big rock,
It's a
Megan.
big, yeah, I know. It's pretty big.
Will it fit in our big bio box?
I think so.
You're rubbing on the
We've
rocks.
got 3
beneath.
large
Yeah,
bio
I'm gonna push on it a little
boxes.
bit more to get a better grip.
Maybe
Let
we should
me-
call those rock boxes, though.
I know.
There you go.
seriously.
Wow. Okay. Sweet.
That's awesome.
Cool.
We came all the way here for that.
Yep.
Nice
That is a
stretch.
Big rock.
Some good Herc yoga.
Megan is pumped to examine that rock when it comes up.
This looks like an excellent rock. Thank you. So we can put that in any of our large starboard bio boxes, or you could put it in the, well, no, actually the forward bio box is a little bit sketchy because we got floaters. So
Right. So
Let's
we'll
go
stick
for
with the starboard for now.
either of the large starboard.
Okay.
All right,
Great choice.
you want to do partial zoom there, Marley?
Did is this 074?
I will turn
Indeed.
on porch light.
Roger. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's nice light.
So what's the processing of this rock like, Megan?
Oh.
Hello.
Yeah, this is Dashida from
Oh,
Beta 12.
okay. I was
Stepping
like,
in from
who's that?
I was like, what?
Brandon's doing a
Gonna
school
pop in
interaction
for
right
about
now.
Oh,
3 minutes.
okay. Gotcha.
Okay.
All right, Marley, go ahead and come wine.
If you could just stand by for 1 minute while I
Yeah,
log
that's fine.
the sample, and then I can speak a little bit about that.
Yeah, tuck in all the way.
Doo-doo-doo.
And then if you trail your wrist, then you just tuck in even tighter.
It's true. It's a fair point.
You look like you'll be clearing bubble. And you look like you'll be clearing Argus.
Go ahead and switch him on over. Give me a
Okay.
chance.
Yep.
Thank you.
Boy, between the dust and the lats and the verts, there's a whole storm going
Snowstorm.
on over
Looks
there.
like a vent.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It was very blizzard.
Dust off your rock a little bit.
That's intentional.
Great. Get all that dust off.
Save Megan some work.
Scrub
Okay.
that bio off.
Go ahead whenever you want.
Get rid of all that life. Just want the minerals.
Alright, I'm going to open it just to there because we know we
Yeah.
do have some floaty bits and that
Yeah.
should be enough to get you in.
Yeah, totally.
Wow.
Yep, good call. And I think you're probably good.
Nice.
Good
Nice.
thing rocks don't float.
Rock. Good rock grab.
Nice
Oh,
rock.
that was excellent. So are we a little,
Alright, closing.
do we care that we're a little on this outward facing part of the slope and not on that inward facing part of the slope where we collected this? Or
I don't think it's a problem.
it's
No.
not too much?
We're basically, because
Bubble
what we're
on the big
looking
screen.
for
Roger, thank you.
is somewhere that a rock was coming directly from an in-place flow.
Oh, okay.
And I think that that spot was pretty clear that the steep sort of wall right behind it, it probably fell from that, and we're also near the top anyway, so it couldn't have fallen
Great.
too far.
Got it.
If this was some kind of slide.
Is there another rock here that would fit the other?
No, we're gonna
sample?
keep. No,
Okay.
we'll keep moving. Yeah. I haven't actually been seeing as much of that botryoidal kind of ferromanganese crust texture that we were seeing before at this depth in this area, but we'll see what we see for a good candidate.
Okay,
Did you
port
see it
rail's back
earlier on this
on,
dive?
port
Yeah.
LED is
Okay.
off.
Yeah, we saw it a little bit.
Starboard bio box
deeper.
is closed, and bubble is on the porch.
Roger that, thank you.
I might bring us
Sweet,
like
thanks.
110 to keep Argus off, but keep us going this way. 'Cause I think where's the heading here?
Yeah.
I would agree with the 110.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it does look like there's a kind of an outcrop coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
fair.
is the part of. Right.
And I am a little bit past you. I'm looking back at 315, Jess, so you can push out ahead.
Roger.
I'll follow you around.
Roger that.
Yeah, 3-5.
Oh, hello.
Hello,
Oh,
Coral.
hi. It's one of my favorite things is you never know like what's happening just
very true.
outside the lights.
All the cool things.
All the cool things.
It's where the Kraken
Can we
lives.
zoom on
Yep.
the dark pink coral?
Sure.
Thanks. I'm determined to figure out if these are Paragorgia or not. Which I think this one is. And if it is, I'd like to sample it, so
Roger.
maybe.
It's kind of like having constant FOMO. 'cause
Can
you're
I
like,
go ahead and
"What's
do
out
a
there?"
Yeah.
quick zoom in there?
Oh, I always think about like what's just outside our sphere of. Yeah, this looks like Paragorgia. So let's take we can take a snip off the top of this coral.
Roger.
You could put this in the slurp if you want to.
Cool.
Snip and slurp.
But yeah.
would be-
They have to be a
favorite
pretty
move.
small
That'd be cool.
snip,
Mm,
right?
Is
It's
it
not
flexible
super
as well?
flexible.
they're pretty flexible.
All right.
I mean, it might be a Victor Gorgia situation. Hopefully not.
Is that feathery on the exterior there? Is that those are just the polyps?
Yeah,
themselves?
so that's all the tentacles extended.
Okay.
You'll see when we go in to sample it that it will retract, and it'll look quite different. When all the polyps are retracted, you'll see more of the bubblegum texture.
Okay.
Kind of like a
The
tube
video
worm would.
come right
would do
there.
the
All
same
right,
kind of
just
thing,
ship
right?
is
Yeah.
set.
Yeah. It didn't get really started up at all, did
Yeah,
it?
I stopped it.
You want me to come full wide, Jess?
Yeah, full wide would be great.
Do these produce mucus at all?
Yep, so all corals produce mucus. Some just have more mucus as a constant state, but all of them produce mucus as a stress response.
Okay.
Let's see. Might not have enough tether to sit on top. So we'll see how this plays out.
Do you want me to just start 5 meters at 340, just in case? Or I can.
Yeah, stand by on the move. I'm gonna see if I can find a way
sit
to
on it.
push in a little bit, but I don't want to push into the manip.
Take too long.
Another use for these corals, so another scientist on shore, Santiago Herrera, is working on a phylogenetic reconstruction of Paragorgia, Corallium, and Anthomastus. So these samples, while they'll be used for just barcoding, they'll also go towards his work as well, resolving those groups.
Okay.
And so for him, it's about having samples from all around the world. So again, we don't get out here very often, so these are good opportunities to sample for multiple projects like that. So this one snip of coral will go to at least a couple different projects, which is nice to know.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, let's take a zoom on this while we go ahead on there, Marley. All right, you can go ahead and pull on in there tight. You can try with the porch light.
Alexis, is the yellow base on this a
Yeah, beautiful.
expected?
I'll take a look at it when we get closer and just
Wow,
see what
that's
it
pretty.
looks like. Or we'll pan down after we take a look at the polyps.
It's really pretty.
Yeah, these ones are
Gorgeous.
amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Geometry is just like
I know the symmetry of them.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it leaves like no interstitial space. It's so
Yeah.
well
Yeah,
covered.
So
the way that the
efficient.
tentacles all like
Yeah.
kind of
Line up. on
line
that.
up with each other. Yeah,
like
that's
a
a good
wall.
point.
Wow.
And you can see all the little particles floating around, so
Yep.
like it's indicative of what they are doing, which is just filter feeding out
It's
of.
almost like a net.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Almost.
almost. Yeah, if we can take a look at the base when you're happy with this.
And,
Sure
and
thing.
each one of those little
And then
mouths
do
is
bumps
its
down.
own animal.
Right.
As an individual.
So like when corals start out, when they're babies,
Alrighty there.
they are just one or two polyps, and then they grow and grow and grow.
That's
So
cool
I think this
base.
is normal because their skeleton is quite different from other octocorals in that it's like spongier.
Mm-hmm.
So it does have kind of like a yellowish white color. So I think that's just like what old base looks like for them, or old skeleton essentially.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I remembered it from previous dives.
Yeah.
Megan, do you remember who it was that we sampled corals for and tried to keep them alive? And like small boated them back to shore?
Where?
Let's do them around the polyps.
California.
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember that.
Were you collecting octocorals to keep alive?
That's an awesome shot.
Gorgonids. They were yellow.
Oh. How deep were you?
I don't know.
Oh, Greg, come on.
I got some. Couldn't even tell you what year it was.
Alright, are you guys happy with these images here?
It was
Yeah.
I think the
Alright,
same
go
scientists
ahead,
who
come on, White.
convinced us to switch to green lasers from red lasers.
Interesting. So, Jess, that branch closest to us,
Okay.
just like a couple like branches down off the top, if that makes sense. So like there's the branch that's closest and then
Yeah.
branching off. So like 2 branches down would be plenty.
Alright, I'll get the arm out and then we'll just start playing around.
Sounds good.